Hey guys, and welcome back to another video of GARNAVIER INN. It's been a while since I last posted a video. Um, it's kind of because of school, and plus I'm kind of a lazy person, so I don't really find I have a lot of time, but like I'm just always lazy. So sorry for not posting a video in a while. But in this video, I'm gonna be doing the character description for my character. Steel Wild Fox from my story, The Golden Age. I didn't make the story yet, so like, you can't go and watch it because I didn't actually create it yet, but I'm still working on it. So, without further ado, let's start. So, Steel Wild Fox is an outgoing and like, he's pretty like curious. So whenever he finds something new, he's not afraid to like just go and check it out. So in this world in which is the Golden Age, exploration is like a really big thing in the Golden Age. So like not a lot of things are known yet due to the setting of the time of the sort of like if it was in the real world, the time would be like in the 1400s or something, like where the like people still don't know a lot about anything, or like they still make shit up. So in the story, I'm gonna try not to talk about the story. I'm gonna try to talk more about Steel, but first you have to like understand more like basic structures of the story. So like in the story, there's the tribe system, which is like every middle name is the tribal name of the person. So not like a unique name. It's like everybody who is from that tribe has that name in his middle name. So Steel Wild, he's from the Wild tribe. And every tribe has its own unique like description and like abilities and stuff. As for the wilds are like a bunch of travelers. They never stay in one place. They're kind of like the Native Americans, where they're like um, they stay in one place and then after a few weeks or something they just pack up and go to another place. That's basically them, and they love exploration and stuff, like going out into the wild and like knowing more and more about wildlife and like geographic stuff. But although they like doing that, they're not very like smart. They're not like scientists or anything. They're just normal people that like to go out and explore shit. So the traits of a wild is that first of all, you can notice that he's a wild from the eyes. You can see that he has like cat eyes, and you can also notice a wild from his behavior, as he always follows his instincts. He has like intense senses, so he can see better than you, smell, taste, fast reflexes. So they're basically called wild because they're real close to being animalistic characters. So what happened is there's the Creed tribe. The Creed tribe is a bunch of like priests and like god people. So like, and what they do, they're actually the kings in the story. So what they do is they actually make everybody in the same um like tribes that they are, like every creed and every like normal tribe that is humans, in which they're not actually called humans. Human is another tribe for I'm gonna talk about it later. Um, so the creeds are people that follow the word of God, but some of them are corrupt. So it's like some of the kings from the Creed tribe are like they take the holy books that they have and they rewrite it in a way that makes them right always. So there are good people in the Creed tribe that follow the words of the book that they have without any like corrections, and there are the other type. in which they actually corrected in a way that makes them always right. But what happened is people, not only wilds, but also other tribes of people that like exploration, they actually went out and started exploring and learning about places and like taking notes. And every time they come back, something that the creeds corrected into their own, like it turns out that it's wrong because those people go out and like they learn about it and they come back and they're like, hey, this is actually wrong and this is the actual thing. So the corrupt creeds, and they're like in fear of them getting like dethroned because of their like unknowledged, is that the word? Yeah, like because they don't know shit and they're making shit up. So what happened is they prevented traveling, or like not traveling, more like exploration. You can't go to unknown places without authority from the actual creeds. So exploration was banned. Anyone who explores, or like you can explore, or like if you explore, that's okay. But if you go explore and tell people about the thing that you found and it like contradicts the things that the creeds say, that's a huge no-no to them. So if that happens, you either get thrown into jail or you get executed, depending on the thing that you discovered. So if it's like a big thing, like a huge thing that if you said to anybody, it will like throw over the world and be like a huge change in the world would happen. So that's like execution right away. But if there's like little things like lightning doesn't come from space. Maybe it comes because two clouds collide and like spark happens, then lightning becomes. You get thrown into jail for trying to make people know things better, basically. And and now we'll talk about like Steel, which is one of the last people from the wilds because of the thing that is exploration is banned in this world. So because of that, although that happened, wilds are people that love to be free. So they didn't actually listen to what they said and continued on exploring and telling people what they found if they asked them. So what happened is that creeds ended up hunting down most of the tribes, and Steele's tribe was one of the last tribes to survive after being attacked. So Steele was the like not the last wild. There's like still wilds out there, but he's like one of the like last wilds that are still alive. So he wakes up in a village, like in a forest near a village, and he finds himself like alone with nobody. And he like it's not a big deal to him because wilds are good at like hunting and they can live alone in the forest. That's no problem. That's basically their life. So what he does is actually he goes to the village because he gets like invited by by the sweet scent from the nearby village, because the village he found himself in is called the Windmill Village, which is known to have the best bakery in like the whole known world. So like every time he takes a whiff of that like sweet pie or something, he just goes there, finds the pie, just take it, and like goes back to the forest. And because of that, people in the village hate him because he doesn't actually pay for it. He just like walks there, takes it, and go away. And then they follow him, and he's like he runs away, obviously, but like he doesn't know what he did wrong. So because of that, the villagers hate him, and they start telling stories for the kids about him in order for them not to go to the forest and befriend him, so they don't become like thieves, because in reality Steele doesn't know what stealing is. So after a while, one of the children, which is a girl, like goes to the forest and tries to talk to him and discovers what I just said, in which is he doesn't know like he doesn't know basic human culture. Although he likes exploring and all that, he doesn't like know that stealing is bad. You can't hurt, like you can't like punch girls, like basic things he doesn't know. So what she does is she like secretly goes to the forest every time, and she starts teaching him more and more about human culture. And after that, he becomes accustomed to reading and talking, because before he like didn't like know a lot. He was like Tarzan. Yeah, that him. That's the guy. Um, so he just basically in the beginning he's just like steal, like points at himself, and like then points at her. He's like he tilts his head a little bit, indicating what is your name. So then he learns how to read and stuff. So there's a little library in this small village, in which has a lot of books about like the world map and things that have been discovered and everything. And he notices that most of these things, information and pages that have like big revelations, are actually either torn away, or the books that contain those information are like put in a safe place, and the place says like um, creed usement only. So like, so you can't use or read the books unless you're from the creed or have creed permission, in which like creed is like government. So he asks the old man in the library, why is that? And the library guide says, well, because traveling, I mean, for because exploration is bad, and you can't do that. You can't read about those things unless you have permission. And well, of course, still being the curious man he is, he's just like he totally doesn't like that idea. He's just like, well, if I can't go, I mean, if I can't read about them in here, I'm just gonna go ahead and like sail, and I'm gonna go to those places, and I'm gonna learn about it myself. And that's basically like where his motivation came from. Wanted to explore the whole world. Just because those people don't want him to see, that means there's a lot of awesome things that need to be seen. That's his way of like seeing it. And basically that's how he ended up wanting to become the man that discovers the whole world. Um I can talk about like his powers and stuff, but I don't know. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about it. Alright. So Seal has the soul power of the ignition soul. So soul powers, I didn't actually talk about that, so sorry. Soul powers are things like they're like little orbs, and they roam around. And depending on your like soul, the soul power combined with you gives you different powers. So say that the last person that used the soul power is a good man or a bad man. So if you're good, you can take the soul power if it's good. That's no problem. If you're good and the soul power is bad, if your like kind heart is more kind than the soul power that you're gonna absorb, you're gonna turn it into a good soul power. If you know what I mean. But if your kind heart is not as kind, and the soul power that which is bad is like worse than you, it would take over and you would turn into a bad person. See what I mean? So the soul power that he took obviously is like is a kind-hearted one, and he's a kind-hearted little kid when he got the soul power, and it gave him the power to control fire in a way, because he absorbed it in a different way, in which he took the power, and you should take the soul power and put it in like in the middle of your chest. You can't put it anywhere else, unless it would like become different. Like if you maybe, and what I'm gonna like what I'm about to say is like just not set in stone, but like say if you put it in your hand, so the soul power is only in that hand. You can't like make it in the whole like body. You can't use it fully. But if you put it in the center of your body, so because to me it's like the center of the body is where the soul resides. So if you put it in the soul, you can have it fully. So you can control it full body, not only just one part of the body. So that what happened to him is that say you're good but not good enough, the soul power won't let you absorb it if it's a good one. So kind of like he who possesses the power of Thor can only wield Mjolnir. Same thing with the soul power. If you can't like meet the expectations of the soul power won't let you absorb it. So that's what happened. He used to like follow it all the time. It's in the forest, so he follows it all the time, but he never manages to actually absorb it until he did the heroic thing that he did, in which sacrificed his life to rescue um, someone, and got stabbed and almost died until the soul power got combined with his heart, in which instead of him getting the power like normally, the soul power became part of him. So kind of like um so say he was kind of like 8 years old, 9 years old when that happened. The soul power became 9 years old. So like imagine fire in age. So like maybe fire when it starts, it's like a little bit of smoke, and then it sparks, and then sparks turns into a little flame, and then flame turns into actual fire. So that's what happened because it merged with his physical body and his soul. So because of that, he like turned the soul into his own in a way, because the soul made him alive again. Because if it weren't for the soul, he would be already dead because he got stabbed in the heart. So that's his power, and he can control fire when he grew up, because when he was a little kid he can like only produce like a little bit of smoke or a little bit of sparks. But as he grew up and controlled, like learned how to control the fire, he became able to like use his fire powers in his fighting style, in which he doesn't use a weapon. He punches and kicks. That's just like basic fighting style. I didn't really like look up the fighting style I'm gonna give him yet, but it's gonna be kind of like more of an mixed martial artist kind of fighting style. And what else does he has? Oh yeah, the crystal. The crystal he's wearing is called a soul crystal. I'm not gonna talk about it a lot, so I'm just gonna say that it's just called a soul crystal. His hair is red and black because of the soul power. Again, the soul power changes the appearance of the user depending on what it is. So basically, if it had the red aura, just like his own soul power, as you can see, things would change in you. So like his hair is supposed to be all red, but because of the way the soul power combined with him, he still has a little bit of like his own soul within him. That's why his hair is still black, because his hair used to be fully black, and his eyes used to be kind of like skyish kind of color, you know. So yeah, that was the character description for Steel Wild Fox. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you want more. Bye.